Camp Nou roars in celebration of a domestic treble. Yet, the focal point isn't the man who smashed records. Every spotlight aims at Raphinha, the La Liga player of the season. 34 goals, 25 assists, 13 Champions League strikes. On pure numbers, he should be untouchable. Yet, as the parade winds through the ground, a 17-year-old steps forward and seizes the moment. Lamine Yamal, fresh-faced and brimming with confidence, emerges as the unexpected centerpiece. Observers realize that although Raphinha's campaign was statistical perfection, the collective gaze has pivoted. How did a veteran with monumental figures become secondary to a teenager with fewer outputs? This is the story of how Lamine Yamal ghosted Raphinha in the Ballon d'Or race. A year earlier, whispers suggested Raphinha's exit, his consistency questioned, his transfer value eyed to balance budgets. Then Hansi Flick arrived and reframed the story. Deploying him on the left, Flick instructed, slice inside, control half spaces, break games open. Raphinha responded with a season for the ages. Across all competitions, he notched 34 goals and 25 assists, many in decisive moments. In the Champions League, 13 goals and 8 assists, that crowned him both top scorer and top creator, an extraordinarily rare double. His Munich hat-trick dismantled Bayern in hostile surroundings. His curled strikes and late winners repeatedly swung tight fixtures. Beyond scoring, he pressed relentlessly, tracked back effectively, helped sustain possession under intense pressure. Month after month, October, February, April, he delivered. His defensive contributions rose, tackles per 90 rivaled midfielders. Barcelona leaned on him at critical junctures. On paper, Raphinha was unstoppable, a living cheat code opponents begged to counter, yet found no remedy. Concurrently, Lamine Yamal began the season carefully managed. Early minutes were limited to shield his young physique, but talent refused to be contained. By November, Flick entrusted him with a starting role. Statistically, he recorded 18 goals and 25 assists, a remarkable return for someone under 18. Yet, it was not sheer volume that defined his rise, but the timing and the quality of his contributions. In the Copa del Rey final, Raphinha's presence was muted. Yamal produced 2 crucial assists that tilted the match in Barcelona's favor. In the January league meeting against Real Madrid, Yamal's brilliance, driven runs, and precise deliveries helped secure a comprehensive victory. These performances, while fewer in raw numbers, shaped outcomes and lingered in collective memory. Yamal did not outscore Raphinha overall, but he outshone him at pivotal moments, establishing himself as a force that changed perceptions. Flick's tactical blueprint proved pivotal in maximizing both talents. The base formation oscillated between 4-3-3 and a fluid 4-2-3-1, sometimes resembling a 3-2-5 in attack transitions. Raphinha, on the left, operated as an inverted orchestrator, hugging the touchline initially to pin defenders, then drifting into half spaces alongside midfield creators, and arriving late in the box when Lewandowski dropped deep. Yamal, on the right, maintained pure width, isolating opponents one-on-one with pace and dribbling. Upon turnover, roles inverted. Raphinha pressed aggressively from the left channel. Yamal tracked back to cover space before bursting forward at the first opportunity. Opponents faced a dilemma: double-team Yamal and invite Raphinha's incisive passes, or focus on Raphinha and allow Yamal to exploit isolation. Flick didn't merely accommodate both. He engineered their interplay so each amplified the other. This orchestration, it turned Barcelona's attack into a dual-threat juggernaut. All of this set the stage for a numbers war, where the sets clashed with stardust. Raphinha's contributions tower above, nearly 4,900 minutes, 34 goals, 25 assists, dominating chance creation metrics and passing statistics. Raphinha logged roughly 4,300 minutes, contributing 18 goals and 25 assists. Impressive for a teenager, but clearly below Raphinha's volume. Yet, football's narrative often prizes defining moments over cumulative tallies. Raphinha's consistency anchored Barcelona, but Yamal's flashes changed games in memorable fashion. The season saw Yamal break multiple age-related milestones: youngest La Liga double-digit assister, youngest multi-assist provider in a major final, youngest scorer in high-stakes El Clásico. These feats, while fewer in raw count, carried outsized weight in the story. Raphinha owned the statistical ledger, Yamal commanded the narrative spotlight. This dynamic underlined the tension. Should Ballon d'Or recognition favor relentless consistency or transformative brilliance in critical moments? The debate highlighted how pure data and intangible impact coexists and clash in football's awkward culture. But moments matter more than totals, and there were 3 nights where everything changed. Copa del Rey final. Raphinha was present but didn't leave a signature mark. Yamal's 2 decisive assists, well, that unlocked a tight contest and sent Barcelona to victory. Observers noted that although Raphinha's season had been monumental, it was Yamal's creativity on the big stage that defined the final. Champions League semi-final versus Inter. Raphinha delivered a goal of sublime quality, seemingly propelling Barcelona towards the final. Yet, Inter's last-gasp equalizer overshadowed his moment. It was remembered as a near miss rather than a crowning triumph. Yamal's role, however, while less directly measurable in goals, was perceived through his fearless runs and space creation, credited by teammates as instrumental even when not on the scoresheet. Key domestic Clásico. In a match where both contributed, Yamal's decisive involvement, whether a goal or an assist, drew immediate focus, while Raphinha's later goal, though vital on paper, felt like an addendum rather than the headline. The emphasis shifted to Yamal's youthful audacity, reinforcing the idea that narrative momentum favored the teenager. These turning points underscored the narrative reality. Impact in critical moments often outweighs season-long accumulation in public and pundit discussions, setting the stage for Yamal's ascendance in the award conversation. Behind the scenes, the relationship between Raphinha and Yamal was characterized by healthy rivalry and mutual respect. Training ground reports indicated that Raphinha often arrived early for extra finishing drills, while Yamal lingered late, mastering new dribbling moves. Anecdotes describe rodeo sessions where Yamal would nutmeg Raphinha, prompting laughter and friendship, followed by Raphinha returning the favor with skillful flicks. This competition spurred both players to raise their standards. Physical data from training substantiated increased sprint distances and sharper responsiveness in drills. Flick encouraged this dynamic, believing that internal competition fosters growth. Rather than breeding discord, their interactions reinforced a team-first ethos. Each recognized that pushing the other would ultimately benefit Barcelona. This mentorship meets rivalry paradigm became the cornerstone of the squad's unity and performance. The media took notice, and their storylines only widened the divide. Analysts lauded Raphinha's statistical feats. Charts and graphs highlighted his consistency and volume. Simultaneously, commentators framed Yamal's season as a breakthrough fairy tale, a homegrown prodigy delivering moments that felt destined. Headlines stressed his age-defying achievements and inspirational arc. Visual packages focused on his dribbles in high-pressure games and clutch assists in finals. The coverage didn't ignore Raphinha's brilliance, but it often cast it in the context of his established role, whereas Yamal's exploits were portrayed as fresh revelations. This narrative framing influenced wider discussions, with fans and pundits debating which type of excellence, the measured reliability of Raphinha or the electric flair of Yamal, deserved the ultimate accolade. The media's emphasis on storyline and breakthrough over sheer accumulation, it underpinned the evolving Ballon d'Or dialogue. But while the world watched in awe, Yamal was doing more than dazzling. He was growing. Early cautious usage gave way to full trust as matches passed. His tactical discipline improved. He executed pressing instructions intelligently, recognized moments to track back, balanced risk-taking with team structure. In away matches against robust opponents, he combined composure and daring, often finding spaces that seasoned defenders left exposed. His resilience under scrutiny, handling high expectations despite youth, demonstrated mental strength. Coaches noted his ability to absorb tactical briefings and quickly apply adjustments on the pitch. This evolution under pressure, it validated Flick's faith, and it showed that Yamal's season-long impact was not a fluke of a few good performances, but instead the result of continuous development and adaptability in varied contexts. And as the spotlight shifted, one thing became clear. Raphinha's true value was deeper than glory. His influence extended beyond direct goal contributions. He stabilized Barcelona's attacking transitions, offered reliable link-up play in crowded midfield areas, and provided leadership through example. When opponents keyed in on Yamal's threat, Raphinha often occupied space or drew defenders, creating openings for teammates. His defensive work, tracking runners, cutting off counters, it reinforced team shape. Coaches acknowledged that systems designed to highlight Yamal's flair, it relied on Raphinha's positional intelligence and his work rate. Thus, while less glorious, Raphinha's consistency underpinned Barcelona's overall cohesion. His unheralded influence ensured the team could sustain high-intensity pressing and fluid attacking patterns, even when the spotlight seemed elsewhere. And when it came to Europe's grandest nights, both players delivered in their own way. Raphinha's experience proved vital in group stage clashes against elite clubs. His composed finishing and decision-making ended long droughts, as when he dismantled Bayern. In knockout phases, his goal against Inter in the semi-final showcased clutch ability, even though the tie ended heartbreakingly. Yamal's contributions grew through successive rounds, his daring dribbles unsettled organized defenders, earning vital free kicks or openings in tense matches. Although he recorded fewer direct goal involvements, his presence altered opponents' tactics, opening channels for others. This complementary impact, it meant Barcelona remained dangerous throughout. Raphinha provided reliability in decisive moments. Yamal injected unpredictability that could unbalance the most disciplined backlines. Both influences were essential in shaping Barcelona's European campaign. But this wasn't just a rivalry. A constructive mentorship emerged. Raphinha shared insights from his own journey, adapting to new roles, handling expectations, maintaining focus amid criticism. During training, he offered technical advice on movement patterns and finishing nuances, helping Yamal refine decision-making in scoring areas. Flick publicly commended Raphinha's leadership, noting how his support accelerated Yamal's integration into high-pressure scenarios. This mentorship fostered trust. Yamal felt supported rather than overshadowed, and Raphinha found renewed motivation in nurturing talent. Their bond reinforced a culture of collective responsibility, illustrating how veteran experience can elevate emerging stars, and how such collaboration strengthens team unity and performance. Still, the future holds different paths and new challenges for each star. Raphinha, now in his peak years, must sustain or exceed current levels to secure individual honors. He will aim for further defining moments, decisive goals in major finals, or tournaments that can tip award considerations back in his favor. Maintaining fitness and adaptability will be crucial as opponents adjust tactics specifically to limit him. For Yamal, the task is to build on breakthrough success, handling heightened expectations, evolving his game as defenders study his tendencies. Consistency and resilience will be tested as he transitions from prodigy to established star. How each navigates form fluctuations, injuries, and tactical shifts will shape their trajectories and influence future debates on individual acclaim. For Barcelona, though, this isn't a dilemma, it's a dream scenario. Deploying a proven elite winger in Raphinha alongside a generational talent in Yamal, it allows tactical flexibility and sustained performance across competitions. Flick can manage workloads intelligently, rotating responsibilities to prevent burnout. This blend, it ensures that the team remains unpredictable. Opponents can't solely focus on one threat. Moreover, the internal mentorship and competition, it fosters continuous improvement. Over a long season, the balance can deliver consistent results and enable adaptation when circumstances change, such as injuries or form dips. Barcelona's ability to harmonize experience and youth positions them strongly for future domestic and European challenges. So, now, the choice is yours. Support Raphinha, the seasoned forward whose statistical mastery and tactical consistency powered Barcelona's success. Or back Yamal, the teenage phenomenon whose moments of brilliance reshaped perceptions and inspired a new generation. Share with us in the comments. Also, if you enjoyed that one, please subscribe to the channel or check out one of our latest uploads in which we talked about the scary team that Pep Guardiola is rebuilding. See you there.